Hello, welcome to another episode of the Bricked BIOS podcast. We're turning here in video format. Unfortunately, due to the Game Awards last week, we weren't able to, but we're back in video, so you can see all of our lovely faces and Tim's beautiful eye. Do you need to let us know of anything, or?
Also, when the viewers are watching this, Christmas is coming up.
I think by the time this comes out, Christmas will be in like 2 days.
Yes.
So, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
So, I'll be your host for today's episode, Jacob, and I'm here with my co-host, Josh.
Hi.
My two other co-hosts, George and Tim.
Hello.
Hello.
And of course, our audio guy, who is also a member of the podcast, who speaks like 10% of the time. When I edit the videos, I've kind of done the calculations. But we have Isaac.
Hello.
So, like mentioned last week, we watched the Game Awards. So, I don't want this to be another full recap of the Game Awards, as there was some big stuff that happened in tech lately. So, I do want to bring that up. But usually we start off our podcasts with a bit of gaming. And so, we'll get into that. So, what did you guys think of the Game Awards? I know we did kind of a reaction, but now that we've had some time to look back on it and kind of think about what we saw, is there anything you guys were excited for? Anything that you guys saw that maybe not excited for?
I think you're getting the name wrong. It wasn't the Game Awards. It was the Claire Obscure Awards. And just going off of that, seeing them win so many awards, and then also winning Game of the Year, if anybody hasn't watched the Game Awards, or if you live under a rock, I actually bought Claire Obscure in good faith to that of them winning the Game Awards.
I guess it
How
worked.
far are you?
I am probably probably like 15% through Act 2.
And do you think it's worthy?
I do think it is worthy. And now I understand the hype behind it all. Like everything about that game, and knowing that how much of the budget that they had for that game compared to the other ones, that amazes me for how good of a game that is.
Which the budget was
10 million.
10 million, and it was being published by, who was it? It did get backed by a AA publisher, Kepler. And
I think that's the publisher. Is that the publisher?
that was the
or
publisher, or the yes, yeah, because they were help funding.
Well, weren't they a pretty big name for a lot of the reveals that we saw?
Yeah, I saw them show up a couple of times. I think they were one of the publishers for that Japanese 80s anime game that was showed off.
It's Sandfall Interactive.
Sandfall was the developer.
Yeah, that's the dev, which they were backed by
Kepler.
Kepler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then if you keep in mind the comparison of their budget to Battlefield 6, I think you had mentioned it's 400 million that they had.
yeah, Battlefield was over 100 million, way over 100
Yeah.
million.
I don't think Battlefield was trying to go for Game of the Year.
I think Battlefield, I would bet you 200 million of it was probably for marketing.
Oh, probably, yeah.
But how did
You
Claire
got to
Obscure
compete against Call of Duty.
Yeah.
how did Claire Obscure do in the box office compared to Battlefield 6?
I'm assuming, I mean, they sold their game cheaper, but I don't know. That's a good question.
see.
On how many active players did they have on the Steam charts is what a question. Well, we looked
According
that
to
up,
Reddit 2 months ago, they sold 5 million copies.
and Battlefield 6 sold how many day one?
I didn't. Let me search that up really quick.
Okay. Well, that's coming out. There was 2 games that I saw, and I think I would like
Okay.
to. Okay.
So
never mind
Claire
then.
Obscure sold 5 million 2 months ago, and then according to Google's AI, Battlefield 6 sold 7 million copies, generating roughly 350 million.
Okay.
They're estimating nearly 200,000 copies since the Game Awards. And we have
Which
present
would make-
with us
yeah,
one
Yeah,
of them.
Which would
have a
make sense.
statistic.
Which
Yeah,
would
it
make sense.
If you're watching it, you'd be interested.
This is also the same guy who refuses to buy a Battlefield. He buys every other game.
I'm broke.
To
I
be fair,
can't do it.
tiptoeing around.
I'm looking at it right now. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is on sale for 50% off right now.
Oh man,
I'm buying that one.
they're really like buy our game.
Yeah, because they got
That's the-
snubbed, bro.
That's the only game that I was like, they should have won something. They should have won
Honestly,
more.
any game up there for awards, go get even Baldur's Gate 3 because they had some type of. They had the best player support.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
or continued support.
Community, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I before I get into the 2 games I was actually excited for, me, George, and Josh have all watched the Game Awards like fully all the way through. Isaac, you've never watched the full thing, right?
That was the first time with our live reaction.
Okay, so I want to get so Isaac and Tim. This is their first time sitting in and watching all 3, which I think this was the longest Game Awards they've had since.
I was
it
falling
first came
asleep,
out.
man. I was ready for bed.
So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts and opinions since this is the first time you guys watched it. I'll start with Tim. What did you think of the Game Awards show?
It could be way shorter. Nah, it was cool. I have watched the clips after the Game Awards, and so I've never watched it live and all the way. It was just the clips of the trailers and the awards. Really, I skipped watching the awards. It was just read who won. So I mean, I don't know.
Would you do it again?
It's fun. It was fun seeing the reactions and going through all that and talking it through. And so that would be the only way I would do it.
You would
like,
you want to
like commentating on it. Yeah. If it's just me by myself, I'm gonna go play a game. I'm gonna jump on Claire Obscure.
Yeah.
Well, and what a lot of people do is they'll do this Twitch stream.
Yeah, watch with like
they'll
their
play a
streamers.
game and then have it on in the background and they'll be talking.
That sounds
with
way
their-
better.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
maybe
wait, what happened?
Maybe next year we can get a Twitch set
Well,
up.
that's something that we had talked about was like doing it over like a Discord call with it in the stream and then like playing games and talking. But
Yeah, we'll get there.
That's something we'll work on. Isaac, first time watching. What was your thoughts and opinions?
I miss E3.
I feel like a lot of us do.
E3 was just the trailer show though.
That would.
But that's what the Game Awards was, with just like, oh, and the winner is that's it.
Back to this
Back
announcement.
to
yeah, like
For every like 10 trailers, you got one game announcement.
Yes.
for a Game Awards show, like that being the title of it, that wasn't what it was about. It was all the other stuff took priority, and then the actual awards announcements, there was no hype, there was not very many speeches. They was just like, here you go. There was like 2 awards that I remember where they like kind of hyped it up. I think the Arc Raiders one, the one chick was pretty enthusiastic about it. And then whenever the cast of the Street Fighter movie were up there, they were trying to boost up hype and be like, get the excitement up there.
You're telling me that the Muppets didn't boost up hype for you, dog?
They boosted my need to punch them up in the face. Like, I thought it was very unnecessary. Like the stuff was cool, like seeing the reveals, even though most of it was just dark fantasy and anime. But
yeah.
I want to point out a stat that I looked up really quick. This year it achieved record-breaking viewership, over 171 million global live streams, which is an 11% increase from last year's. And to put that in perspective, the Super Bowl this year, back in February, February, hit 127 million viewers. So, I mean, this is more of a worldwide thing, whereas the Super Bowl is
Super
local
Bowl's
to
more.
I
here.
think what had happened was the French were watching. I think
Oui.
that kind of justifies why the number
You
is
had a
bigger.
large portion of
Did
France.
Yeah.
you see? I don't think we watched it whenever they came up to do the actual, when they accepted Game of the Year. The guy came up and he's like, this was a joke. I don't know.
I heard even the prime minister or the president of France congratulated them
For winning.
on winning.
Ubisoft could never. Anyways, so okay, just kind of want to do quick recap. So a couple of games that I thought was interesting. I'd like to get your guys' thoughts on maybe some other stuff. We got 2, not just 1, but 2 Star Wars games that were announced. You have one that's going to be set back in the Old Republic. Now, for clarification, it's not a Old Republic remake like what was announced like 4 years or 5 years ago. This looks to be its own complete separate thing. Just
Spiritual successor to that series.
so it's what is it called, Josh?
Fate of the Old Republic.
Fate
And I
of the
also want to point out, this is not to put a damper on that, but this trailer was shown in the same way that the Eclipse trailer was shown a few years ago, in that there really isn't a lot done. They're actually trying to get people to come in and
Invest.
invest, and they're trying to bring on developers. So
So
there's not
the
a
fate
lot.
of
Yeah.
the Old Republic
That's-
is still
That's why
up for debate.
I was making that comment. I'm
Will
like,
it happen or not?
I was making that comment during the trailer. I'm like, yeah, but what are the chances that this game actually ends
Yeah.
up getting made?
But the other one might.
Other
I feel
one's
that-
definitely getting
yeah,
made.
the
I
other
mean,
one's definitely gonna come.
Storyline, we know what happens to the Old Republic.
so they just got to.
So we know what the fate
But
of
this
it is.
Yeah, I don't know. What did they say about this? Is supposed to be like potentially the end of the Old Republic
Yeah.
and moving into the Republic, the
High
High Republic.
The High Republic.
So they could be like hundreds of years past like the Knights of the Old Republic timeline. I know even there's a big time gap between Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2, and then the MMO. There's like huge time gaps in that
Mhm.
whole thing. I think it's like thousands of years even. So
Oh.
we'll see what happens.
And then the second Star Wars game, which I
Are
actually
you
saw.
excited about it?
I saw that there are people. There are people excited for it.
I'm excited for it.
Me
excited for
personally,
it.
I could care less.
I remember back on the Dreamcast, back when I played that old pod racing game. That game was fun.
But for the listeners, they are doing a pod racing game.
I do
So we'll
kind of
see.
agree with you, but I don't. I remember you made the comment during the trailer. You were like, "Yeah, but you have to have like your main games first before you start making like little side games." You know,
That isn't a side game.
Well,
Yes.
what if
That's
they
gonna be
do
a fully
It's a-
fleshed out pod racing game.
it's almost like Squadrons. That was a $30 game.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
just
but
fine.
at
No,
the
I'm
same time,
fine
you
if
had
they
like,
charge $60.
you had like what's it called?
Battlefront,
2 come out, and you also had the Survivor, not the first one,
Jedi
Fallen
Order.
Order.
Isaac, what were you gonna say?
But what if they actually like go into deep detail and it's like, you get to go into like tweaking your pod racer and like it's like so in
Go
depth
like
to where it's-
Forza.
There's like a whole underground storyline, and
Forza
it
pod
could be
racing.
cool.
Like,
We didn't see much. It was a
Gran
cinematic
Turismo.
trailer. It wasn't like a gameplay, was it? I can't remember.
I think they were like a little bit, but if I'm being honest, I think it'll be cool.
Are you going to be honest?
I'll probably play it, maybe depending on how much it is and if it's good.
Too bad you don't have any Xbox Game Pass to rely on now.
I might at the same price. I probably would have get the game. I bet it's gonna be out for like $30.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's a pod racing game. So 2 Star Wars games, that was pretty big, and then Larian Studios announced another game of theirs, which during the Game Awards was trippy, and I
Oh, yeah.
we were all a little disturbed.
Huh?
If you go back and like watch the video, there's like a lot more things going on.
yeah, there's so much to go back and recheck. But Larian Studios announced that they are continuing the Divinity series, so
Which is what they're known for. Really?
yeah, that's how they got the budget to do BG3. But we'll see how that goes because that's their own inclusive IP. So I'm assuming all the budget that they made from BG3 is going to go towards this. And
They
we'll
said
see.
it will be bigger than Baldur's Gate 3.
So, Jacob, what is your favorite game announcement?
Favorite game announcement. If I'm being completely honest,
I have
Is
a
it
guess.
that one?
the Japanese 80s anime.
Oh, really? It wasn't the
two-player.
Lego Batman?
Well,
That
it
one's
wasn't.
been announced.
It's
Well,
been
that one's
announced,
been
but they were
announced.
just
Yeah, that's
like
true.
it's like trailer. It's like an
And
expansion
the
or like
trailer didn't show off much that we haven't already seen.
one game I saw that was really exciting was Bradley the Badger. That actually looks cool though.
that looks like it'd be a fun sit down play
On your TV, couch play, just what you turn
I'm
it-
just-
oh.
He's listening.
You looked at me like that's blasphemous or something.
What do you guys think was the biggest snub?
Oh, Kingdom Come not winning
Best RPG, yeah. Kingdom Come should have won that one.
I gotta say Troy Baker getting
Troy
snubbed.
Baker, that was another
That-
one.
See,
Give it to the
Dispatch should have won.
Claire
best.
Obscure. Like
I-
that's one they should not have.
I
won.
did hear that they did a good job. Though. I feel like
Yeah, Shadowheart is doing.
I've
a good
heard
job
I
so
heard
far.
that one was a good one because it could have really gone to anybody. But I think Kingdom Come got snubbed.
Also,
I think Dispatch should have won Best Debut Indie.
I've been playing Claire Obscure. I don't know who Charlie Cox plays.
He's the main. He's Gustav.
Really? Are you
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
He's Gustav.
Hey, I guess he's doing that good of a job. George
Yeah.
doesn't know.
Exactly.
Oh, what? I know Corey was really excited for it, but the Total War Warhammer. Did you see that?
40K.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They had what's his name come out?
David
and
Harbour.
David Harper come out and do that.
Harper.
Harbor.
Harper.
You said Harper.
They
David
should have.
Harper.
They should have had
Henry Cavill.
You said
Henry
it again.
Cavill come out and do it.
Probably can't afford him.
He would do it. He would do it for free.
He's like the biggest Warhammer nerd.
Also, one game
He was probably
trailer-
choice one, just wasn't available.
One game trailer that kind of came out of
Too
left
busy
field. That
Missed the call.
that wasn't didn't look anything like the previous titles was The Forest 3.
That was weird.
Taking a sci-fi twist
Yeah.
on that one. I remember we were sitting there watching, we're like, what is this? Like Subnautica, we're like Mega, and then it's like at the very end, Forest 3, and it's like, oh.
I wonder because it looks like it plays similar. It looks like kind of the enemies are similar, but you're in space.
I like to see where they go with that. That can be interesting.
What was the what do you guys think was the dumbest, most obvious award? I have one in mind.
All of them that go
Was
into
I
obscure.
would say everything that went to
I
Obscure.
think
Oh.
Game of the Year was obvious.
No, the dumbest, most
Oh,
obvious,
dumbest, most obvious award.
most anticipated.
Oh.
No, you're still salty
I'm
about
still
that one.
salty about
Okay,
that.
I am
can I
salty about that one
be-
too.
What about No
honest.
Man's Sky winning?
Jacob,
best ongoing?
Jacob, we're gonna set on the table
Everything that you're saying
everything
is
you're gonna say is
honest.
honest.
No, I'm actually very
I
disappointed.
mean, when do you lie to
Up
us?
until now, I've lied about everything I've ever talked about. It's like, no,
But if
like,
you're gonna be honest,
okay, let me be for real.
At the
Let me
end of
keep
the
it
day,
100.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I
don't fake it here.
I don't think most anticipated game should be an award. I don't think. I think
I mean,
that is
I-
the dumbest
I can get
award in general.
see the
Not just,
dumbest
like-
award.
Not just like who it went to, but just the concept of it is stupid.
Yeah.
You're
mean-
gonna give an award to a game that hasn't even come out just because it knows how to like hype up fans? That's stupid to me.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna hold off because they can win one more award
They just-
without having to produce a game.
it shows that the hype's still there, so they're gonna keep building that.
Yep.
Can I come back to the Fate of the Old Republic? I have some good news that might actually, because I had a damper. Now I got
you
some
have news on the
I
fate.
got some good news. The game director is set to be Casey Hudson, who was the game director of the original Mass Effect and Knights of the Old Republics back in the early 2000s. So he is going to be the game director of Fate of the Old Republic.
Nice.
So there's
At
something-
this moment,
yeah,
Oh
So-
yeah.
that's something to look forward to. Maybe
Just there's also another game that was weird when I was watching it is the one with the Wendigo.
the Covenant
Oh,
of the,
the
Chicken.
chicken-
Foot.
Yeah, the Coven of the Chicken
oh
Foot.
yeah,
That one
That was
seems like a
interesting.
very artistic one, and it
Have you
don't
guys
really,
ever
like,
played Brothers?
deep meaning into it?
Brothers.
Yeah, where you like
No.
control two people with one controller.
Mm.
Okay.
Was
Okay.
it?
It was like an Xbox 360 game
But-
back. It reminded me of that.
I think that one looks like it's going to be an arts, like almost like an artsy project where it's going to have a deeper meaning, and I'm sure it'll be fun.
And then another big one, or two big ones. Actually, four big ones. Tomb Raider.
Are we counting that as two big ones? Because it's there's
Two-
two games.
Two games within them two big ones.
Wait, what?
We're not gonna keep on.
we're not going down
We're
that
not gonna
road.
entertain this.
Explain Tomb Raider. What's up with it?
So they're remaking one of the older games, the Legacy,
Legacy of Atlantis.
Yeah, Legacy of Atlantis, and now they're coming out with a new separate universe set in a new timeline, the Tomb Raider Catalyst.
So when are we getting the Tomb Raider multiverse game?
Across the
setting it up.
multiverse.
They're setting it
Yeah,
up.
because now they
setting it
have
up.
like at least 3 different versions of the Tomb Raider.
when
Yeah.
I beat this Tomb Raider at the very end, at the end credits, I'm gonna say Lara Croft will return in Avengers Endgame or something like that. Or what's the new one? Doomsday. Avengers Doomsday.
Did you see? I saw. I didn't read anything about it, but I saw something about Captain America is confirmed to come back.
Oh yeah, because Chris Evans is having a failing acting career.
I'm like, what?
Not to be mean, but like
That is, it's
I
the
feel like
truth.
every new movie he's been in has not been
Like you
Knives
didn't
Out
like
was
Red
alright.
One? You didn't like Red One?
no. That movie was very not good. Which one would
The
you say?
Rock.
Knives Out, the first Knives Out that came out in
But
what,
that was
19?
before Endgame.
Oh, that's
No,
right.
that was
Or is
right
it
after
But
Endgame.
what about the Fantastic Four?
That was long
that was
before.
long. But that's what I'm saying, because I feel like after his Endgame run, currently, I don't, because I would say Knives Out, but he's not.
Deadpool
he's in it for
Wolverine?
like 10 minutes.
He's not like
I mean, he's
what
the-
he's,
he's-
he's,
he's not-
an
he-
important character,
Yeah,
but he's not like
but he's not
like
throughout the whole movie.
yeah.
I think he's really only in it for like 10, 15 minutes, throughout the whole movie. And I would say
Hey.
he wasn't even that good in it.
He had a good sweater.
He did. He did. I thought that movie came out before, but
I think it was right after.
Okay, to go back to the
Back to
Claire
the Game
Obscura
Awards.
Awards, there's a couple other games I'm looking here that I haven't played any of them, but I know a lot of people are excited for them. I'll go ahead and read a couple off. Is the Ace Combat 8. I know a lot of people were
Yeah,
excited
I
for
think
it.
I played 5 a
Mhm.
long
I
time
played
ago.
7.
And then they showed a little bit more off of the First Light 007 game.
Yeah, that
Lenny Kravitz.
that one I'm
is
looking
the
forward to. He's-
Antagonist.
yeah,
That's
that's
kinda cool.
interesting.
And then Like a Dragon or Gang of Dragon.
Gang of Dragon, which is
Which one was that one?
That's
It's the guy that
he's from Train of Busan. Train to Busan.
Oh, that.
it was the I thought he was Sorcerer Supreme.
No,
We didn't include that bit.
No, we did not include that bit. But it's from the guy from Train to Busan, and that was a good movie.
Why did we cut that?
because
Anyways,
we don't have a following yet, but we don't want to get canceled already.
anyways, we're not going to go into
Oh,
too much
I know
detail.
you were also interested in Control.
No, I was not.
I
you
tried
were?
playing the first game, but I got lost in the story. So
It's
I gave
like
up.
it's like modern Star Wars.
What about Resident Evil for you, George?
oh, Resident Evil 9.
Oh, I'm excited for that one actually. So
'cause
Leon is
Leon's
coming
back,
back.
that's
He's
why.
50, but the developer said that he's the strongest he's ever been.
I think he's gonna die.
No, the developer said he's the
Sure,
strongest
too.
he's ever been in the game.
That doesn't matter. I think he's gonna die.
Well,
Why?
stronger than Chris punching a boulder. Strong.
He's stronger than him in Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 6.
I
that's-
didn't play any, so I have no idea.
wanna
I have
see
nothing
Tim
to
play
relate him to.
Resident Evil
George,
2.
what is his power level at now?
It's over 9,000 now.
So can we talk about the big one at the end, the High Guard trailer?
That one was so disappointing.
You mean Concord 2?
You want to talk about who got snubbed the worst? Half-Life fans and Titanfall fans, bro. They got snubbed the most.
For real.
The dude, when he was going up there to announce it, and he was all like,
We
"It's
have been
from the
waiting
developers of Titanfall
And Apex."
Apex."
Well, Titanfall. When he said Titanfall, I was like, okay,
Is it gonna be a-
I can get on board with
I was
that.
like,
Titanfall was good.
It's either gonna be
Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 3, or it's gonna be like a game like Titanfall.
So I was looking for Titanfall 3, and was really let down
And
there.
then they showed some
and then they
random
showed
Hero
that. I'm
shooting.
like, no.
And why'd they keep that for the end? Like, who?
They paid the most money.
Yeah,
This has
that's what
been
they paid the
years
most money.
in the making.
Oh, we could talk about the Mr. 10 Years guy.
Oh,
Oh,
I know.
gosh.
I still feel bad.
Congratulations. I mean, you worked on your passion project, but like,
how much is the game? I might buy it.
just to be like,
It's free. It's going to be free.
These puzzles are actually fun.
I don't doubt there'll be fun, but
It might take me 10 years to get through the puzzles because I'll do one every now and then.
bro, there's generative AI now. Just you could have used that.
That was so
I'm joking. I hate AI.
I can't even find that one in the list of the games.
So I think I just want to do a little recap of the Game Awards.
There was also For Loop. Do you remember that one?
For Loop.
That was the one where it was like a almost. It was the J.J. Abrams company. Remember when he came out
Yeah, I don't.
and he was doing that trailer where they would die? And it would
I remember when
Oh,
he came,
yeah.
came in.
Do you remember
I
the
just don't remember
stupid
the-
game?
The trailer was weird.
There was a
Stupid
couple.
Never Dies.
No, yeah, stupid
Oh,
never dies.
the actual
Dude.
literal one.
I thought I was watching just like a straight up like concert of some sort, like some like
That game looked
yeah, the
terrible,
vampire romance
too.
thing
Yeah, that
going
game.
on.
Not to
Anime
be mean,
style.
but that game did not look fun.
I'll tell you my favorite game, The Free Shepherd. They started out.
That
really
game is
strong.
fire. That they did start
That
out
game
pretty
is
strong.
fire. You played it already?
No,
It
it
looked
looked
good.
fire.
Okay.
Oh, the little dog.
Yeah, I want to play as a sheep.
I bet it'd be pretty fun. But okay.
Bro.
I mean, if people played Stray, I mean that
game
will
was
appeal
boring.
to the dog ones.
Stray was boring.
I
Dog
think-
is fun.
Yeah, I feel like we'll actually have to do stuff by like herding sheep and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be that's an actual like challenge.
Yeah, Stray is just like you're running around. It's like an interactive story. That's all.
So it's accurate. Stray your cat, so you don't actually benefit anything, and the dog
Then
you
a dog,
actually have to
you're
work.
actually doing work.
Exactly.
But I did want to move on because we kind of missed a couple of weeks of technology news. So we got to catch up. I think the biggest news that has come out, Micron dissolves Crucial and is no longer going to be selling consumer RAM or SSDs.
Is that why
And
RAM
they're
prices?
fully
No, there's so
Going
much
towards-
more, way more.
and Isaac, if you want to kind of go into a deeper story into this, but they are solely going to support and only sell or focus mainly selling to AI or like
Like AI
servers
hardware and
hardware.
data centers and
So-
all that stuff.
Isaac, do you want to catch us listeners up and us here at the table as to what is going on in the RAM industry and the memory shortage that we're currently in?
I mean, if you're like what George said earlier, if you're living under a rock, RAM prices have tripled now or more than tripled in a very, very short amount of time. And it's mainly because there was lack. Okay, there's a few different factors. There's a lack of production. There's a much greater demand now that we're having a whole lot of investment going into AI data centers and RAM, like memory chips going into GPUs and just so much, mostly focused on AI and making all of that happen. Because, of course, AI needs to run on something, and most of it is, cloud-based or it's over someone's data center, and they're still having to make them. So there's lack of supply. There's super high demand in that specific market. And we're basically seeing those AI companies and like NVIDIA and OpenAI and Oracle and just anyone who's like dipping their hands into the AI space, trying to hog all of these resources in order to, make these things happen. The problem is the data centers don't exist yet. Money keeps going around between different companies back and forth, and I feel like it's the same money, and they're like artificially inflating their
But
their own worth.
nothing's actually being made.
Nothing's
from it.
being made.
So everything's potential.
on hold, and the prices for regular consumers keeps going up as they keep reserving their supply and there's yet to be made supply to AI.
So, and within this, Micron, which let me put this into some sort of perspective. When it comes to the DRAM market, Micron is roughly somewhere between 23% to 25%, depending on which chart you're looking at. So that's how much they produce. And so now they're coming out saying, hey, we're not going to make these we're shutting down our consumer store or consumer
Their
brand.
brand.
Are they 23% of the consumer market?
No, of
Or
all
are they-
of the entire market.
that makes the DRAM. So,
There's
like,
only a
is that
few-
all consumer or does that include business?
No,
business,
everything.
everything
All-
that-
So it
all-
doesn't necessarily mean that 23% is coming away from consumer.
not,
to a point.
Not exactly, yeah.
So Crucial themselves would, because they do sell to other companies like, I don't know if they actually sell to this company to be exact, but like Corsair doesn't make their own DRAM. They buy it from
Well, yeah.
Samsung, Micron, whatever.
SK
So what
Hynix
that
is
could
another one.
mean is because Micron's saying they're going to focus on their more higher investments, meaning AI, Corsair might not even be getting these DRAM chips because AI needs it. So consumers are kind of being pushed to the sides, and it's not just consumers, but even the smaller, the more companies that are making RAM are maybe not going to be getting their supply. So that's going to cut more from consumers as well. The other ones in the market are going to be Samsung. They sit roughly around 40%. And Sky Inks.
SK Hynix.
SK Hynix. I'm tired. SK Hynix. And they're roughly around like 29-30% of the DRAM market. So, yeah, Micron canceling Crucial. We're seeing a price hike, I think, from like November to like December. Like RAM was like $100 for like a 32 gig stick. Or like 32 gigabyte. What are you laughing at?
You
Tim?
guys crying about $100 to
No, 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 no.
$200 for
No, no,
a
no, no, no.
32 gig stick? It's
You
just
didn't-
funny. I lived in the 90s, guys.
You didn't let me finish.
RAM
finish.
was way more
You didn't let-
expensive.
you didn't let me
back
finish.
then for way less.
you didn't
We're
let
having
me-
another back in my day rant.
Oh yeah,
You
and
didn't-
I'm just laughing. I'm like, you guys are like, it's so expensive. You know
didn't
how
let
much
me
that
finish.
would be
You
now?
didn't let me finish. I said at the end of November it was $100. Coming into
Yeah.
December in 2 weeks,
It's gonna be
it's now $500.
okay.
That is a huge difference in price.
Because there's a change in the market right now. It's gonna get fixed. Someone else will fill that gap in the
Yeah,
in the
honestly,
market.
But
wait,
here's the problem.
them.
Micron's pulling out. They're 25%.
They're leaving a gap in the market. Someone else will come
Yeah.
fill that
Samsung
void.
potentially, we'll see what happens, from a
Probably be a
leak.
good thing for Samsung.
From a leak, they might also be pulling out.
We
on
should not
SSDs.
reference.
I know
leaks.
we're not going to mention leaks, and we're not going to say it's going to
You
happen.
can't
Obviously,
say allegedly until it happens,
obviously
then we
until it
can say
happens. Potentially, though, we might be seeing other companies pull out as well from the consumer market because AI just making too much money, and so I think it's a point to be scared because it's not like another company could just kind of kick off. It requires a lot of money to produce these chips, specialized equipment to make these chips, and you have a market that's already owned by these big giants, and they're just going to focus on
The big
AI.
giants move on to bigger things. That's what happens.
I think
These companies have gotten so big to points that they can't serve the regular consumer. They have to move on to continue making money. They are there to make money. All right, that is capitalism.
And I do agree with him on this. That will leave a gap in
There's
the
going to
market.
be a gap for indie developers of RAM to come in.
And then when you have those big
and
players,
do that, they're gonna come in and they're gonna innovate in ways that these big players were not going to do because they were so big, so focused on just we have these processes already in place. They're moving on. What this gap will do is let smaller developers come in, and then they're gonna have to catch up in certain ways, and that's gonna lead to innovation and for consumers, for the regular consumer. So it may suck for a little bit, but in the end, these cycles happen. It's going to be better for the consumers in the long run. Over time, prices will come back down, and then we're back. You're just going to hit that cycle again. Probably in 20, 30 years, we'll be back here again. They're going to move on. They got big. Someone else is going to fill the gap.
and then with those big players moving on to only solely focusing on like AI and stuff. So when you get those indie creators making newer, innovative RAM, the AI or the people that are doing the AI won't buy a lot of RAM.
Yeah, they
from
won't
those people.
oversaturate it because they don't need those pieces. Eventually, they may, and then that's when their cycle starts again. So
Yeah.
it's gonna suck. You're gonna feel it for a little bit, but it's not gonna last forever. It just opens up the opportunity.
I hope you're right, Tim, for a lot of people, but we will have to see what
But
happens.
That didn't
Well,
really
see what
happen with
happens.
graphics.
All right,
We
so
still haven't recovered
just to
graphics
make
cards.
it relative.
Intel's in the market, but
A 4 meg stick of RAM back in '96 cost $250.
back in your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, what
And
that like if you were
so-
to do the
so then-
conversion to
okay,
nowadays,
so if
that's
you
like
get-
96
if
gigabytes.
if you get 16 meg RAM, $500 to $600 for a 16 meg stick. Now,
Yeah,
you
but
inflate
Google
that. All right,
didn't take
you inflate
30%
that.
of
That's
that.
$1,000 right there for a stick of RAM. And now I'm not just talking about the 16 meg. I'm just talking for a stick of RAM. Back then, you put the inflation mark on it. That's $1,000 for a stick of RAM for the normal stick of RAM for that time, 16 meg. I mean, so what's your normal stick of RAM now? Probably 32 to 64. Just one single stick
And
just to
that-
get.
Well, I think 16
Well, the
gigs, 'cause
double-
most kits are 32 gigabytes, but 2 sticks.
So
are
16 gig. So how much is a 16 gig stick?
Currently, kind of roughing on like $400 or $500.
So
one,
yeah, so
one stick.
so
no,
half-
for the two
still-
two sticks, so,
so
roughly two
half the price of
Like 250.
what
250.
we're talking about now. So that would have been $250 back in '95. Now that's $1,000.
Well-
So it's still not as expensive as it has been in the past, relative.
But back then, I feel like computers were more of a luxury than a necessity.
It was $2,000 for a computer.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I see what George is coming. Like back in the day, computers weren't in every household. They weren't necessary for every household. We're getting to a point where governments require you to have computers to do your taxes because that's just how everything's going to a digital
You can
market.
go pay someone to do it
You could.
who has a computer.
This is going back into taking power away from the middle class. We won't go too far into that, but I think we kind of get my. I mean, I hope you're right, Tim, in the fact that we'll see maybe other players hop into the DRAM market and
Hey, they're
start
triple
producing
A's
again.
moving on. You're tired of them. Right now,
I don't
you
know.
want to hang on to those triple A's because it feeds your soul.
Hey,
But they're
these-
gonna screw up Halo and they're gonna move on.
these companies could still do scummy stuff to small players.
and
I really don't doubt that Nvidia would pull the same thing as like GeForce. Nah,
Well,
we're gonna go with Quadros
according-
now
and-
all the time.
And once again, I'd have to fact check myself, but I thought I read something today mentioning NVIDIA came out and they're saying they're gonna like back up on consumer GPUs, and like they're gonna drop to like 40% of like manufacturing consumer GPUs. So they're even.
right.
Well, and they're
they're
a
focusing
big
more on
player.
AI.
They're a big player. So it's the
But the problem is the only other players in the market are AMD and Intel
right
and
now
AMD
that you know of.
will probably follow suit because AMD is also in this.
And
AI
usually
bubble.
what happens with those
And
companies
Intel is
is
as well.
eventually a piece will break out. They'll break off and they'll become an indie. Basically, I'll just use
A
that
small
term.
Well, like
a
ex devs would branch off and
Yeah,
then
that
develop their own
you're going to
little
have that. So they're going to be people that have money, or they already know investors. So it's usually going to be someone high up in the companies that has the contacts. They're going to go, all right, I see an opportunity. I can go create my own company. I can get some of my own people to develop these sticks of RAM or whatever. So it's the same thing that you see in the gaming industry. When someone breaks off, they go start their own company. They start small and then they grow.
And then they
That's-
make Clair Obscur.
Yeah, and then you have Game of the Award. You're gonna have Sticks of RAM awards. You know what's gonna be your RAM of the Year award.
I mean, I hope once again. I hope this is
It's gonna
It's-
create opportunity.
we're in a AI drought is what I'm calling
Hey,
it.
you want to start a
We're not
company?
in an AI drought.
or more
There's an
so that the
abundance
Isaac, you
AI
know how to
is
make
causing
RAM?
a drought.
Are you an
Everything.
electrical engineer?
No.
All right, someone better become an electrical engineer. I know someone.
You know
Now, if he
someone?
can make a stick of RAM, I don't know, but
any listeners out
And it's
there
only
who
one
know how
guy.
to-
and he knows who I'm talking about.
So okay.
And now I know I would never recommend any viewers for any other time, but now would be a good time to get a framework because they're not jacking up the prices for RAM yet.
So
Okay.
they specifically are not selling individual sticks so that they can keep the prices the same for buying their actual products.
So I will because I looked it up and just so we're correct. So the GPU thing about NVIDIA was also a leak. Now that I'm looking into it, so we're not taking that as
Allegedly.
fact. Allegedly, it came from a Chinese leaker. We're not going to take that as fact. So we'll see what happens. But I saw it's been kind of floating around. So I mean, it's something
I can
to
see
mention.
it happening. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I
it's
don't doubt it.
plausible.
I mean, they're making so much money off of AI. So to a point, why bother with consumers? And I'm saying that as this is what their perspective probably is. I
What
think
would
this
be
is
a good name
bad
for
for
a-
consumers. So
A RAM company.
Rick
We-
BIOS rack.
we'll brick your BIOS. I saw a video earlier today where it was like fake adrenaline and it's like a roller coaster and then there was like real adrenaline and he's like trying to update his BIOS. But
Don't break.
was that what Isaac was hoping when he unplugged the USB?
No, like I was sitting there and like I saw the screen show up saying that it was in progress, and then it went black. I'm like, I'll wait, and then that's whenever the heart was pumping. It's like, oh, I'm waiting. It's like it's 10 minutes.
So I will agree. It's gonna hurt
It's,
for a little bit,
it's-
but you
Hurting
you,
already.
You have such a dreary outlook. It's like, are you needing sticks of RAM right now?
Yes.
Is there any other
Really?
point in
He
history?
needs a second stick for his first
I
framework.
needed seconds. I got one stick for my framework because I was like, oh well, once it comes in, I'll upgrade down the road. And now I'm like, I should have just got the 64 when I had the chance.
Is there any point in history where this kind of similar thing happened between companies? If you guys recall anything like that,
Well, besides the
I was
GPU
born
market
yesterday.
thing.
No, I mean,
But
but that was scalpers though.
even well, no and yes. The GPU market, yeah, it was crypto mining. It wasn't just scalping. But the problem with the GPU market, though, is we still really haven't seen it fixed. And in fact, it's getting worse again because of the memory shortage. So we're seeing, like, yeah, there was probably like a year or two back, like, I would say buy your GPU now because who knows what's going to happen. Because there's so many words of it going back up and down. And then I remember before the memory shortage, I was reading a ton of articles saying this is it. The GPU shortage is like, or the GPU price is finally coming down. And then this happened. And it's like, no, they're going to shoot back up because these manufacturers are making it not just for RAM, they make it for SSDs and they also make it for graphics cards. So it's going to be hitting everything.
Everything that uses memory.
And it's not just I mean, yeah, it's computer parts, but you got to remember these computer parts aren't just for your PC at home. It's for your phone. It's for your car. It's for your fridge, your smart fridge. It's anything with a computer needs these chips.
Mhm.
And so everything.
To Isaac's point, we've become too computer reliant.
yeah, no. To a
Quit
point.
encouraging him.
Yeah, I think I'm fine for a while if I stick with this. and it's still gonna work.
Isaac's one bad day away from going
Honestly,
to carrier pigeon.
I think we're chilling. I don't think it's gonna hurt that much. It's like a light burn.
I'm good. I bought my RAM a couple months ago.
Are you gaming on this thing?
No.
What's the heavy stuff you're doing? On
Actually,
opening like at least 2 Google
Oh,
tabs.
man.
That eats it all up,
if
dog.
we don't have anything else to talk about in technology,
Oh, there's some other stuff
Other things I did want to bring up,
that I found.
and I know what you're going, and we'll mention that.
okay.
The trifold, we've seen more people get their hands on it, so we covered just a little bit earlier.
We're talking about this.
Yes.
I'm just waiting on the Samsung napkin. It's like it's so many folds that it's just paper.
So, and I was watching some videos like
cool actually.
more,
They should have
Oh,
called
my
it the Samsung brochure or something like that.
The map.
The Samsung map.
Marcus Brown and a couple other reviewers finally got their hands on it, and I know we were talking about like it looked thick, but Marcus Brown made a really good point. This phone is still thinner than the Fold 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, is what he said. The
Well,
folding
yeah, when you
phones.
put them all together,
No, not like that. But he was
That's like
7
it doesn't take much to be thinner than that.
I don't know.
I was waiting for you to say combined.
But he brought up a good point. Like he's like, yes, when you're comparing it to like the Fold 7, like what George has, he's like, yeah, it's thick. You know, and if you compare it to kind of more modern phones, it's thick. But he's like, in reality, it's pretty impressive what they did. And
You're getting 3 screens for
the size of a Fold, or smaller than a Fold 1, Fold 2, Fold 3, Fold 4, and Fold 5.
Why do you need 3 screens?
Well, he actually
it's your
mentioned,
niche. That's it. It has to be
Niche.
and I think we'll see what happens. But Marcus Brown made a decent point, and he said the problem with like the Fold 7 is you got the bigger screen, but some things weren't bigger. Like when when George watches YouTube.
I know when I got my full phone, one thing
Size
did not get
doesn't
bigger.
matter. It's about how well the processor runs.
But I will say, when George got his folding phone, and you compared it to like my regular slab phone,
When you zoom.
Like my screen. I know where you're going with this. Like if we both pulled up a YouTube video, his screen was like the same size of my video unfolded.
yes, but with the trifold and getting a 10-inch screen now,
Josh, stop.
because yours
I
is
can
an
hear it.
8-inch screen, right?
Yeah.
So 8 inches and 10 inches, you wouldn't think that difference.
That's a massive difference.
But in reality, it is a massive difference. And so,
No, it's because you're able to get that aspect ratio with the extra inches.
yeah, and aspect ratio has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And he also mentioned like when you do and it can support DeX on its own
Yes.
with a keyboard and mouse.
Are you guys good?
You're being so serious right now.
Bro, the 2 oldest guys in the room.
Hey, look, we have to deal with this a lot with you two specifically.
This is normally a me and George thing to go, but yeah. So he's saying the difference between 8 inches and 10 inches is like massive.
It's like
That
night
two-
and day.
That 2 inches adds a lot. Now you wouldn't think that, but it does.
Bro, that Tim is red. That's the first time
Got a
I've seen
camera
that.
close up of Tim.
So I know that with his fold, whenever you unfold it, it's like a square.
Yes, but it's more of a rectangle. So basically, this thing was it's more of a tablet
Yeah.
than like, and so that's what you're saying is like it's actually really impressive because it's like for people who need tablet uses and phone uses, it's the dual device. Because the only thing he did mention is for a 10-inch tablet, it's like a very small battery, which makes sense. But
How do you answer
are
the
you
phone?
crying, Tim?
I was laughing so hard.
I like look over in his eyes. And, like,
How do you
water.
answer the phone
Well, you can
without
still-
Close it.
like you gotta go?
Yeah. Hold
Well, I guess you could.
on. Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, my cheek touched it.
Hopefully, it can auto turn off. But I don't know.
Dude, I
He-
just remember whenever cheek touching was a big problem with like the first touchscreen phones.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now that annoys me because sometimes I'm
Accidentally
on the
hung up.
phone and my hand waves over it and my screen goes black for like a couple seconds. I'm like, no, turn back on. But yeah, no, I mean, I think it'll be interesting once we see it. I think a lot more reviewers are getting hands on it, and we're kind of seeing the same thing where it's like the inside screen's not as strong, the outside is made out of plastic.
See, and one thing is,
It's
if
a very
if price was an issue, with the Fold 7,
It'll be an
it's
issue.
gonna be an issue with
it's
this
a-
trifold.
It's a very, what do you call it?
It's
Adopter. Like
It's early adopter.
early
technology.
yeah. So you're not gonna see your grandma running the trifold. This will be your tech enthusiasts, your reviewers. They're gonna be
The
looking
same
into
people
it.
that were running the Apple.
Vision,
Vision
Pro.
Pro.
Yeah. So that's. But I thought it was pretty neat. Now we're seeing more because I think the only one I had watched before was Mysteries of Boss, but now we're seeing other people get their hand on it.
And it is cool. Like, it's cool that Samsung's not afraid to
Yeah,
put
I was
these
gonna
tests
say,
out.
It's Samsung, which I feel like they tend to be more on the conservative side when it comes to Android. Like, yes, they do more innovative stuff than Apple, but to be fair, that's not hard.
It's a low bar.
That's a little bar. But like, I feel like compared to because they're not this isn't the first trifold in the market. That one was in China.
Was it the Xiaomi or whatever?
I think it was the Huawei.
Huawei.
Was it Huawei or Xiaomi?
Huawei.
Huawei.
Was it
I think.
Huawei? Yeah, I think it was Huawei. But this isn't like the first trifold. But it's interesting seeing it come from Samsung because usually they're pretty conservative. So I hope it does well, and so we'll see more innovation on the phone because I do see foldings becoming a standard in the future. People are going to have folding phones.
Josh, I see you shaking your head.
Are you just like looking at the massive size of it, that all 10 inches?
I don't think that folding phones are going to be.
Think you can handle that?
I don't think everybody needs a folding phone. Like, if
No,
it's just going to
everybody does not need a folding phone. I agree with
But
you
I
on
could
that.
see it being more of a common phone for a lot of people.
No, I don't.
I feel like with this phone coming out, the Fold 7, it made it a lot more practical
But
for
we're seeing
people to
the
get folds.
Google Pixel Fold
Yeah.
was popular. The Fold 7 was being more popular now.
Both companies are making the folding phone more practical for people. They're small, they're lightweight.
That's what I'm saying is you're gonna have your slab phones. They're gonna stick around in the same way we still have Isaac's type of phones.
Yeah.
But I could see folding becoming more of a popular trend if pricing comes down. Because I think at the major point why a lot of people don't move to the Fold is pricing, to be honest.
Mhm.
And I guess the inside screen being more scratching or less scratch resistant.
It's plastic, that's why.
Like I see that being, but if pricing was an issue, I could see people being like, "Yeah, I'll get the Fold 7." Because why wouldn't I want a bigger screen?
How about the flip types where they're like a square, like a little tiny thing?
I actually like those. Those are pretty cool.
And those fold though.
Yeah, and those are popular.
Those are folding.
Yeah, but they weren't like a tablet.
Folding doesn't necessarily mean tablet.
Yeah,
No, I know, but that
folding
was
can
like you
be
flipped it over,
smaller
you
as
could-
well.
Yeah.
I like the smaller form factor of stuff. I just want to carry
So
around all
yeah,
this
the
stuff.
flip. But that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
the
is
flip is folding.
the
though.
folding feature I can see being more and more popular in phones and might become more of a standard.
There's nothing wrong with like the phone though. Like
No, there's not. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying I hate you and we should get rid of them. I'm just
I
saying
hope they don't.
we're seeing technology advance and we're seeing cool things come out of it. And I think this is what we're
I think
aiming
the screens
towards.
need to go away and just go AR.
Isaac, show your screen.
What?
Show your phone.
I already.
No, we need a big
It
close up.
does
I can
not
zoom
EMP
in. Look at that.
that we are aware
Show,
of.
show it off to the camera. Look at that.
it looks like my TV
We just need
remote.
phone glasses
Can you doom
that
scroll on that?
do AR.
No, I cannot.
Meta and
Yeah, they
Meta's been
dropped
working
those.
on those.
Yeah,
I know
so
they've been talking.
I think,
But they're like
I think
super
that's what's-
bulky though.
That once that gets slimmed down, that's. Gonna,
I think-
I don't think this is gonna last very long. I think it's a fad.
The folding?
Yeah,
Really?
I think it's either gonna be you're gonna have your tablet. If you want that big of a screen, just get a tablet. You don't need it to be your
But-
phone.
But the
Wow.
tablet isn't
What it-
portable.
Yeah, the tablet's
You-
not very portable. Your folding phone is.
Yeah, but you have
Yeah,
to
but look
carry
how
it
much
with
it's
you.
room
like
that
carrying a
takes up.
book
Look,
that
look.
Yeah, but
I
like,
listen
what
to.
if you have to carry other things in your hands? Guess what? Your phone goes in your
Like, see,
pocket.
look, I can have my phone right here. Wait, it's zipped up. I got my phone right here. Take it out. Tablet right there.
Yeah.
But why?
What if you need a tablet for work?
But
purposes?
if I have that for work and then I have the AR glasses for my phone,
well, we have a long way to go before. Because here's the problem with AR glasses.
That's
is
why-
the
but that's
battery.
what I'm
Because
saying.
that's a concern.
that's what I'm saying. Is the tab? I think this will be a fad, especially that big of a phone. Have you seen people carrying that big of a phone before?
But
yeah,
actually-
when they had those big telephone
Yeah,
things.
people used to
that
carry
had,
Huge
bricks.
bricks.
Yeah.
All right, you can't say size. All right, I
True,
know you
true.
like the smaller things in life. All right, but sometimes you need a big thing in your life, a really big thing.
Why?
the Duke controller.
The Xbox Duke. Okay, this is a wild conversation.
They should make Pip voice for
You
real.
made this.
No, you
Off
did.
and
You
wild.
did. You
No.
started laughing really hard. Okay. We have 3 things here that I wanted to show off to people.
That are part of technology.
Part of technology.
Technologia.
We will start off with Isaac. We talked about it
He
before.
finally brought it.
But Isaac got the Framework 16, so
with the GPU, which GPU does it have?
The RX 7700S.
so
And if you're mad about prices going up in RAM, Isaac's hogging it all with how much?
Look, I didn't buy it with this. I originally had the Minis Forum PC as like, just a little workstation thing. And I bought it with 96 gigs of RAM for no reason. I just decided, you know what, just get the max capacity you can get. And then once I bought this, I'm like, I'm just going to steal the RAM from that and then sell it to Jacob, who's going to put a different RAM in it. So I have 96 in here. I don't use it, but now I don't need to worry about upgrading, and I don't have to worry about
And
the
then
prices.
I know we've
Or
talked
he can sell the RAM to
and
people.
put down the car payment or something with that money.
buy a house. You could buy a house with it. And I know we talked about it that you got it, but you've never really.
How's
showed
your
the
experience
audience.
with it,
yeah.
though, now?
How's the experience?
I really like it. I think that this is going to end my journey of switching to a new device every couple months, because that tends to be my trend. So if I have the need to like change some aspect of it, I can just switch that one piece rather than switch the entire thing, which has been a big problem for me. But it's a laptop. It's loud, and I got used to it. I wear headphones. It doesn't pick up on my mic, so it's not a big problem. I switched to a new OS on it recently, and that fixed a few other bugs that I had with
He'll switch again.
Probably.
Well, at least that's not switching hardware. It is purposefully made to work with Linux. So like they include all the drivers, they upstream the drivers to the kernel. The fingerprint sensor works just fine. Webcam is perfect. Everything just works. And Bluetooth, I had issues on the Minis Forum PC where Bluetooth would like disconnect randomly. This one's fine. So it's my dream laptop. And the reason why I got a laptop instead of a desktop for my main workstation was because I also wanted to be able to move it around the house in case I needed to like do something in a particular different area instead of being locked to my desk. So it serves its purpose really
and
well.
like scenarios like this where you have it here.
Yeah,
To
our
attend the podcast.
mini PC that was previously being used to record was a little too underpowered, specifically with RAM. So
But now we have 96
now we have
gigs of
all the RAM.
We have all of it.
So, and not only that, but George also got a framework.
I got a framework.
Wait, what is that?
What is it? Wait,
on.
wait, let me close this.
Hold on.
Hold on.
That doesn't look right.
I think it's stuck.
that is on
It is
there.
pretty stuck.
Hold
we
on.
did not rehearse this.
Yeah,
This is completely What? And there's sticker residue. You have to get that
Oh,
off.
Oh, great.
Just take a you'll get that off. It's small.
Yeah,
it's small.
it's small.
George got a
I took a
MacBook.
complete 180 in my tech journey.
Hey, but you love Windows. What happened?
I might put Windows on this. No, but I got a MacBook.
M4.
Which is weird because looking back at my tech journey, I switched from Apple to Samsung or Android, and then now I'm going back to Apple with their MacBook, which is the MacBook Air
Do you
M4.
miss your iPhone now?
A little bit. No, but I was telling myself because I am enjoying Android, but there's like a couple things that kind of give me the ick. If that makes any sense. But I was telling these guys, if I really enjoy my experience with this, I'm probably gonna go back to Apple.
He's such
What
an
happened to
Apple fan.
Microsoft?
Yeah, what happened to Microsoft? How come you didn't get the Surface?
Cause who says I still can't? My main PC runs Microsoft,
Runs Microsoft?
runs Windows.
His PC in particular is like running the entire Microsoft
It
corporation.
We will probably check back with you, George, since this is day one. when
Day
it's-
one.
This box contains the internet.
But yeah, I just wanted to experience since I've never experienced Mac OS or have actually worked with it at all. And I know a lot of people talk pretty highly of MacBook Airs and all that, and the processing. I know
They have
pretty
to. They
good.
spent all that money on it.
Yeah, they got
no, but like
He
even
actually got
on
this
that-
good deal, $750.
Yeah, $750 due to
Under
like winter or like
Because winter is coming.
They were in season.
they were in season. There wasn't they grew too many.
Too many apples.
But honestly, yeah, I'm just trying it out, testing the water. I like to play around a lot with tech and see and understand and feel and get personal.
Oh no.
He's a tech swinger, is what I'm going to call it.
But Jacob, but for now, I've been enjoying my time with MacBook, even though it's been my
We'll have
first day.
to do a check
But Jacob is following suit with Isaac.
with Isaac, not George.
Yeah, with Isaac. He also got a framework.
But
you got the framework 13.
I got the 13. I got the AMD Ryzen 5 7640U
Show off
processor
that
now.
color.
Oh, and I got a red bezel, which they're going to discontinue. Framework's no longer going to make the red bezel.
Probably not a lot of people are buying them.
Yeah, so to be fair, you can make your own. That's not like anything, but they're going to stop producing it themselves. I have spent about 2 weeks with it, or no, like a week and a couple days now.
It's going to be 2 weeks.
It'll be 2 weeks soon, though. And I love it. We compared with George. My laptop is thicker, obviously, but surprisingly not that much thicker. Only the length of, what do you call this part?
The lid.
The lid. That's as this is how much thicker it is than George's MacBook. Weight?
They're
Almost the same.
Yeah, mine's heavier.
You have to like give that a second to feel it out, like balance it out, because that one's a little, very little, but very little noticeable weight.
So weight wasn't a problem, and then, I mean, performance. Obviously, his M4 is probably going to perform better than mine, and I spent
Way more.
I spent way more than George did.
You're not making a good argument here.
But
He's doing it for the cause.
I'm
He's
doing it for the
making
cause.
George's argument.
But what I told George is he's got a year warranty after that. If anything breaks, he is screwed. He'll have to go buy another one. Hey, I said, even if your screen breaks, that's a whole MacBook right there. My screen breaks, well, that's just $100.
Do you want to say the comment, like your very first comment whenever you're like filling it out? And
I'm
stuff?
morally superior than everybody else now.
Are you though?
No, but
Yeah, after the comments you made during the Game Awards, I don't think so.
If he's being honest.
hey, I am honest. But
should we have kept the entire unedited
No.
version?
No.
For,
No.
like a paid.
I mean,
thing?
that would have been funny.
We have it, but we're not going to post
we were
it.
tired that night. So 3 of us all got new laptops. One of us is a dirty, filthy traitor to the cause.
I never was supporting the cause. It's not like I wanted to be a part of it.
But hey, I actually told George though, if he did like it, I would genuinely try a MacBook. I know that goes against my e-waste because
Are you
I don't
being
like.
honest right now.
Yeah, I'm being for real, the realest I could ever be, dog.
For real.
I would actually genuinely try a MacBook just because I know they create e-waste, but if you take care of your MacBook, they last a long time,
And
way
they,
longer,
and they
than the
retain
Windows.
their value, like on the used
Like-
market.
Like
Yeah,
I've heard the M1 Pro is still like going strong. Like People
there's
still
no
have-
reason to upgrade
yeah,
if you
like
have
still
it.
have no reason, a
Yeah.
good reason to upgrade. So I like I said, if you take care of it, I've heard it can hold its value. They obviously e-waste is going to be a problem. Apple's bad at that. As much as they try to say, look, we're recycling. When you really look into it, you're creating a lot more waste,
Mhm.
specifically e-waste. But I told George, if he does generally like it, I wouldn't mind giving it a try. So George, I think your thought process was you're going to try it out because you were looking at getting a Pro
Yes.
because you want to do like your video editing and everything.
But
like,
how
or
you
get
had
more heavy.
how you had talked to me is like, since it is something completely new, not to go like full head first into it, but like to at least ease myself into it.
Yeah, it's 700 less hurting on the bank. So
Yeah.
and if you ever do want to sell it, I feel like that might be easier to sell since
And if you have an iPhone,
it's the more popular.
You can tell there's like features here that are more, or what is I don't know.
integrated. or-
Yeah, more integrated or more like supportive of having your own iPhone connected to this at all
Yeah,
times.
his setup was kind of screwed because
Yeah.
he had an iCloud account, but he didn't have his phone anymore. So he was like trying to figure workarounds.
Yeah, it's
which-
like it's a weird setup process, but it can still work. Like for the viewers You don't need an iPhone to have a MacBook.
So I think if George likes his enough and he ever does decide to go in and upgrade to a MacBook Pro, I would probably see about buying it off of him to give it a try.
Mhm.
Because I mean, like George said, they have a lot of good things going for them. Like I'm not like I got the framework because I believe in the mission of having the ability to repair what is yours. But at the same time, I could see why Apple's been the laptop, like almost like top dog.
They
They're
are known
good at what they
for polish.
Mhm.
Very much known for polish. They have very little jank, like Windows 11. They are really good on hardware, really good on build quality. I just hate their software
Yes.
and their ecosystem.
When
But
I was unboxing
everything else
that,
is good.
when I was unboxing it earlier today, we all agreed on that. Like the build quality, the hardware, everything is pretty good. But like how you and Q didn't like,
The software.
yeah,
It's just the software side. And like the company itself, I don't like what they do. But
Yeah, but everything else about that we all agreed on was okay or good.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's been pretty eventful. So, anyone have any other thing they want to mention? Anything else in the news? Because I think
There was one thing that was interesting they announced today that ties into some of our previous discussions, but this November was the first time in years hardware and software sales dropped to an all-time low. And this is according to gamesindustry.biz, just a like a newsletter on the game industry, but hardware and software revenue fell this month. So spending dropped 27% from 949 million to 695 million, marking the lowest revenue total since November 2005. Wow. When it reached 455 million.
I think that has to do
So-
more with otherworldly things that are going
Probably.
on. So,
But also, I mean, Xbox console revenues down 70% year over year. And last time their sales were up was November 2021. So with some of the stuff that we've been talking about the console wars and all that, and Xbox, and
I don't think the RAM shortage or the memory shortage is going to help this because, like I said, I think to a point, yes, $500 is not a lot when you compare it back in the day, but you got to realize more and more people are getting computers back now because it was cheaper.
Mhm.
You know, that's why people are getting them because you can afford them now. You know, cost of living. I won't go too into politics.
You
'cause
can
I'm
buy
not
a
gonna touch stuff
laptop
I
for
don't
like
really-
$100.
I gotta be honest, I could not go back to just doing a console.
But
I don't think I could, like, if I had didn't have my computer and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna run off
Only-
a PlayStation or an Xbox.
I think the only
I
console I'm gonna look at, wait for it to come out and see, is the Steam box.
Oh, I was about to
Same
say.
computer.
Which is a good
Like
like
it's
now-
a computer, but it's
No.
gonna be it's filling into the console market.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you was just like no computer anymore and you just went back to a PlayStation, like just a PlayStation,
Yeah, no.
it would
Now-
be difficult.
is that covering all hardware, such as like just PC components as well,
That was just
or just
consoles.
consoles? Which makes sense because I mean,
Consoles are basically computers now.
PlayStation 5 and Xbox. I feel like this generation has. I'm not one of those guys just like gaming is dead, but because indie games,
I think PS5
we've had
was
some
the best selling console
great indie games, but like
over the past month.
for exclusives, this has been like the worst year. Or at least the worst generation run. Xbox, I feel like, had zero reason to buy an Xbox. And everything was just pointing towards.
Wait, you said Xbox has zero reason to buy an Xbox.
I mean, people had zero reason to buy an Xbox. I think this was like a generational run where PC looked honestly the best way. not anymore with what's going on with GPU and RAM shortages.
Like earlier this year.
But like, yeah, or this generation of console where it was like all of Xbox is coming to PC, half of PlayStation stuff coming to PC, and
Well-
I can.
But that's
Bleep that out. We're not going to get sued.
I'm not saying you should, but
that's kind of the
as
thing.
a realistic person,
Whenever you go to somebody and they're thinking like, oh, should I switch over to PC? Like that's one of the caveats you got to give them is you got to look at them and say, Yeah, but on the downside is whatever happens on console is going to be way worse when it comes to computers. If the prices go up, computers are going to also be affected by that. Anytime that you have issues, like it's going to be way worse on a computer.
Every time Windows 11 has an update.
Yeah. You're going to get updates that are going to completely break your
You're
system
going to have to
sometimes.
understand how to troubleshoot each individual part, and then just understand the software that you have on that computer as well.
The
It's a learning
overall
curve.
experience is better,
Uninstall McAfee,
but
please.
there are some downsides that are worse than having a console, and so you got to kind of keep that in mind.
Which I feel like, to a certain degree, a certain company that's been building a Linux distro has kind of fixed a couple things when it comes to that.
To
a point.
They've made it
Who?
friendly. Like
Steam.
Oh,
they've made it pretty friendly.
SteamOS.
Yeah, but they still don't support a lot of games.
but
Well,
it's,
not their fault,
that's
though.
not Steam's problem.
that's Linux's problem.
It's
it's
not,
not
but
Linux.
It is a
it's
problem.
the developers.
PlayStation.
not
wanna-
Linux is the problem.
No, look, Arc Raiders
Yeah,
it is perfectly fine.
yeah.
The devs just need to press the button and like put in a little bit of extra work
But,
to
like,
support it.
With the Steam frame, like I know, and as far as I was looking on the internet, there's a ton of people that are like interested in the Steam frame, but not just the Steam frame. They're interested in Steam OS because people want that PC experience, but as Josh says, they don't want to deal with Windows, and more so, they don't care about the extra stuff that Windows offers. They don't want a PC; they want a console, and Steam OS offers that. And so,
Give it some time.
I
It's
think-
it's the same thing that we
I'm-
just talked about.
I'm
earlier.
excited for this. part.
It will happen, and I think Steam OS, and if they can launch it correctly, Steam Box.
I would
Not-
say
not
it's
like-
already been
not like
launched
the last
successfully
time.
with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's been a great
Yeah.
success, and so
but
as
their
a
last
trial
console
run-
was not so much.
No.
So
Because-
if they launch
because
it
it wasn't
correctly,
theirs.
it can push. It can
Yeah.
push what you're wanting, because you're going to have more people want to do that. More people have moved to computer, so now they want their Steam library. Okay, perfect. I can get it on, and this is why I would get it, because then I can get it on my TV, so I'm not stuck at my computer. I want to play a duo game, whatever, at my TV. So now I can do it there. That's going to push, I think, developers to go, okay, Xbox is dropping out of the market. PlayStation's still there, but they're slowly going down. Nintendo Switch, I think, is your only other one that you can do co-op stuff a little easier.
Let's be honest.
But I think Steam OS, their console system will push that.
Yeah.
And get there.
anyone else? Any closing subjects on that?
No.
No, I think if prices aren't too heavily affected, then I think the Steam machine will be a pretty decent launch.
But it does sound like it's not gonna be
Potentially,
Xbox,
with all these shortages, Steam
$500.
probably gonna get hit.
now that all the prices are going up, I wonder how they're going to price the Steam machine. Like,
Yeah.
how-
I think
they
I
said
think it
they're
was
gonna
even
price it
originally
like
like
a PC.
Yeah, but a
$750 to $1,200
But
bucks.
They said it's
So-
going to be priced as a PC,
Yeah.
not a console.
but PCs are not about to
Yeah.
go up because
But
of
it's going to
these
be
price hikes.
user friendly compared to
That's
a
probably why
PC.
they didn't put out the cost,
They
because
probably had insider.
yeah, they probably had insider knowledge, and they're like, we're gonna wait until we
But-
see what the prices are here.
Well, we're gonna wrap this episode up. So,
Like a Christmas present.
like Christmas present. So, hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Thank you guys for listening to us. You can catch us on Apple Podcast, Amazon, Spotify, and in video format on YouTube. So, if you like to watch us, go check us out on audio. Thank you all for tuning in. I was your host, Jacob, today. I was also with my co-hosts, Josh,
Bye, guys.
and my other two hosts, George and Tim.
Happy
See you guys.
holidays.
And of course, the lovely Isaac.
I am lovely, and so are you.
Don't try to riz up the audience.
So,
I'm
Merry
single.
Christmas, and I hope you guys have a wonderful new year and have a good time. And we will catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.